Okay. Today I'm gonna pick apart the whole idea of independent and strong just being pushed. The whole idea of women always being independent and strong, and as it would be like such a big important thing, like I'm independent strong, and I'm just gonna give some thoughts to that. So no woman is actually independent. The whole idea of like being independent, or she's such an independent woman, or the idea to strive towards independence, when in reality, like, most likely your boss is male, or you have one boss above him. Let's say like your boss is female, but the boss above her in the hierarchy is a male. So you still listen to a man. So, and then you have men that pay your salary. You have men that are customers. So like, let's say she doesn't have she doesn't have a job but has her own business, and she still has male customers, which dictate basically who she serves. So she still has to serve male customers, otherwise her business would have less revenue or income. So in the end, she still serves men in a way. So she's not independent of men. She still, or if it's in regards of a job, then she would maybe have an HR person that's male, or the CEO is male. And then corporation owners dictate the direction, or they decide on what direction to take. So you still in the end overall listen to a male person. Like, there could be obviously companies that are run by female, but the principle is like that a woman never can be completely independent of a man. A woman is always has a dependence on a man. The man could be like in HR, deciding whether or not she is the right fit for a position. It could be the male customer, deciding whether or not he wants to spend his money on her business. So in that sense, I think the whole idea of like a woman being independent of a man is nonsense. She makes her money essentially by other men telling her either what to do based what's needed in the company, or by having to serve the customer if she wants her own business. But she still has to serve also a man in that area. And then the interesting thing is the whole idea of trying to get away from like a relationship. So the idea of independent is basically, I don't need a man, even though like you still need a man. He's paying essentially like your salary or the salary of the woman. But the idea of like trying to push men away, or being away, or being single, essentially that's what it is. Like, I'm independent. It's almost like saying I'm single, I don't need a man, which is not true. So the whole idea of independence, and there's generally dependence in the idea that a woman would be having some kind of strength by being able to not have a dependence on a man, when a man is actually hiring her, or giving the money, right? And let's go a little bit deeper into that. So the idea of there's strength to be had to be not dependent on a man, even though like she is dependent on a man through her customers or the people in the business that hire her. Then interestingly enough, a woman chooses to give her time towards other men to serve them in business related in a business related field. So like through the workforce, gives her time towards men in order to serve men, but not has aversion to serving a man in the private sector or like in the private environment with her, let's say, future husband or future, or with the boyfriend, and instead of serving that person, they choose to give her time to a business person. So like the interesting thing is like that independent female gives 8 hours, let's say, cleaning towards a business. She cleans for 8 hours, and like if there would be a male that actually provides for the household, that time could actually be spent cleaning the family household. So at least it goes back into the family instead of going towards a business or a stranger, you could say. And at least it would come back. So like that 8 hours goes, that independence, so that 8 hours goes now towards like cleaning someone's place instead of cleaning someone's own place. So the whole idea that it's so bad to be a woman that is like doing those basic chores like cleaning, cooking for the family, or be of an assistance or serving the man in some way is deemed so bad. But in reality, is it really that bad? A person might already spend 8 hours giving cleaning towards a business when it could go back into their own household. At least it goes back to their own family. And the same with like making money in order to put a child in the childcare. There could be money that could be saved, and it could be actually going back to the family. At least if the child is in the family, like better values could be taught, then it might be in childcare. Or, I mean, there are plus and minuses to everything, and like I'm not saying that there aren't benefits for having childcare, but what I'm saying is that there can be benefits of actually having a family and not pushing the whole idea of like being independent, but actually like seeing that those hated ideas that a woman is at home and not career driven. If that woman spends 8 hours now on cleaning, either for like work driven or career driven things, or 8 hours cleaning for the private home, then maybe it's better for the private home, right? Like at least it comes back to her own place, her own family, and not towards a stranger or a business. So obviously not everything is black and white, and it's good that there are jobs that have that and give some options, but the whole idea that's being pushed against so hard, that by no way a woman should ever end up not career driven, but actually in support of a man, is going too far, I think. And the next thing was like strong, like independent and strong. So I touched on the whole independence, and strong. There's also the question: strong in what? What is the strength? Strength, or in what field? Like physically? Obviously not. And strength in what really? So if it's strength, yeah. So if it's strength in not being dependent on a man, then I think that's already being touched on. Like there's that person or that woman is always dependent on a man, whether it's through serving to customers or towards a boss. So that's already there. So you cannot say that's a strength or being. Then what is the strength? Is the strength of being not needing a man? You still need a man, or you still need man, and that pushing against like serving a man or serving the family or the household is pretty strong. But then like what benefits to be alone, being lonely, but being able to say like I'm independent, or to throw that away and say like maybe that's not a strength, maybe being independent is not a strength, but rather being able to like have a man, not being the single independent woman, but have a man who also like protects, puts money in the household, who makes builds a business of its own. So there can be an actual family business, something bigger than just like working for someone else or a job, but something that is bigger than just a simple job. Yeah, I don't know. So is that a strength? Is it a strength to not have a family or build something bigger? Is it really a weakness to serve the family and assist a man? So yeah, I don't know. I think those are my thoughts in general. Like women always scream, I'm independent, giving 8 hours to a male boss, or in the end having to serve male customers. So they're actually dependent on the boss, they're dependent on the customers that are male. So the whole idea seemed odd and off. It's basically just trying to say like I'm single, I can do whatever I want, and that's fair enough. But then like then that person is also gonna be single. It's not gonna have someone who actually adds money to the household, who provides, who protects, and yeah. But she got her own money in that sense, and instead she could actually like get that money for save that money to actually doing household chores, or even getting money from the provider or the man that's in the household. So yeah, I think I kind of touched in that area. Okay, those were my thoughts to the whole independent, strong woman. So yeah, I'll see you with the next video.